hello there. Dave, Allred, the Real Barman from barpatrol.net. Welcome to another episode of the Ask Dave Show, where bartenders, bar managers, and bar owners email me their questions and problems, and I use my Chico State education to give them super smart answers. Today's question comes from Michelle White out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, which is awesome. That's the Hoosier State. I'm a basketball guy, so I think that is just great. Michelle emailed me and said, "Hi Dave, love your show, love your videos." Thanks, Michelle. I know there's a lot of talk about customer service and the different ways to do it, but do you have an easy way to teach it? I know you're always talking about systems, so I was wondering if you have a customer service system that I could use to train my staff. And I do love systems, Michelle, you are correct. So the answer is yes. It just so happens that I do have a customer service system I use to teach and train my clients. And you're right. Customer service is cliche, and I know a lot of you out there would rather have your nipples twisted with a pair of pliers than talk about customer service again. You're sick of it. However, we all know, or we should know, that customer service and client retention is king if you want to make a lot of money. So you need a system in place that your staff can easily follow and something you can easily enforce. And the main thing I'm going to focus on is attentiveness. And why is attentiveness so important? Well, before we get into the 10 steps, consider this. A few years ago, they did a survey for people who went out to eat so they could determine what was most important to them during their experience. So they had them eat for about 90 minutes, and I'm not going to share the entire survey with you, but this is all you need to know. The survey asked the guests a series of questions about their customer service and their restaurant experience. They're asked to use a scale of 1 to 5 to rate many different areas. So what did we find out? We found out that there were just 3 areas that made up 40% of their overall experience. Number 1, how quickly they were greeted at the door and were able to take their order. Number 2, if their drinks were refilled. And number 3, how quickly they received the check when they were ready to go. That's it. Forget about all the drinking and eating and revelry going on in between. That's like 4 minutes of the 90-minute experience, which means those 3 factors account for 4.4% of their time there. Yet, it's 40% of their overall experience. That's insane. So now you know why I'm all psycho about attentiveness, because if there's one thing that people hate, I mean really hate, it's to wait. This is the age of impatience, and I get it. You know, I sit in my car for 10 seconds waiting for a traffic light. I go all road rage, rip the rear view mirror off the windshield, I go crazy. So a survey like this helps us become aware, motivates the hell out of me to go hustle like a gangster, give great customer service, get people coming back, and it should for you too. So let's get into this. The 10-step customer service system. Remember to systemize everything. You can't leave it up to your staff. You're gonna have stragglers all over the place. Be out in the parking lot smoking, be texting. Meanwhile, your guests looking around like, where the hell's my Coke refill? You'll notice I don't say anything about smiling or upselling or making sure you know the menu. Those things are all important, but we have to take care of attentiveness first so the guests aren't waiting. Guests hate to wait, as we just talked about. So I'm gonna go through these really quick. I know you don't have all day, so write them down, pause the video, whatever you gotta do to make it happen. Step number 1, greet the guests within 10 seconds they walk through the door. This is why we have hosts and hostesses. This is why they have greeters at Walmart. We need to get them off on the right foot, making them feel welcome right off the bat. If you don't have a host or hostess, you just have a bar or whatever, make sure the bartender or whoever is like, hey, come on in, how you doing? Sit wherever you like. Step number 2, greet the guests within 60 seconds of sitting down. Don't make them wonder if they're at a Subway and they're supposed to go stand up and find a window somewhere to order. Get to them quickly. If you're busy, get them some menus. Say, hey folks, how you doing? I'll be right with you. That's all they need. Step number 3, get drinks down within 2 minutes after they've been ordered. Hopefully your bartenders are competent enough, they can multitask, they can get the drinks out quickly, otherwise that looks like it's on the server. You need to consider this if you're an owner or manager, you're making a cocktail menu. Don't make every drink have 9 ingredients or muddled or blended. This is a big factor when we're talking about guests don't like to wait. Step number 4, after they've ordered, check back with the table 2 minutes after their food has been dropped. That'll give them enough time to realize if anything's missing, whether they need ketchup, maybe the wrong side came out with their burger, maybe they need ranch. Everyone always needs ranch. God forbid we don't have a ranch. They should just put it on the table next to the salt and pepper, but don't make them wait for something while their food's getting cold. Step number 5 is an obvious one. Keep the drinks refilled at all times. We already talked about this in the survey and the study. 40% people, 40% of the overall satisfaction. Step number 6, work as a team and help out your coworkers. Teamwork wins championships. You should be preaching teamwork all the time. That means hands in, hands out, pick up dirty plates, even if it's not your table. Keep the drinks refilled, garnish your coworkers' drinks while you're waiting at the bar. Everything you do as a team matters. If your team would view the entire restaurant as theirs instead of in each individual station, you will dominate the customer service game. Step number 7, bus to the wood. This might be my biggest pet peeve. I can't stand when bussers and servers walk by a table and there's napkins and plates on there and menus. There'll be menus still on there after the plate hits the table. All right, they act like the table's a old colleague from high school that they don't want to see. They just ignore it. So get everything. Don't just get the big stuff. Get the plates and the napkins and the straws and the silverware and the crumbs. Get it all so the guests can finish with some class. Step number 8, offer coffee and dessert. Dessert makes people happy. So get the table, bust to the wood, see if they want coffee and dessert. If your place doesn't have coffee or dessert, then you have a 9-step system. Step number 9, bring the check within 60 seconds of the request. Yes, 60 seconds. We know how important this is based on earlier conversation, so get on your horse and get them their check. The only reason you might be delayed is if you're behind someone in the POS system or you're super busy. If you're super busy, ask one of your teammates for help. Step number 6, in case you forgot. And step number 10 of the customer service system, see them off. You'll notice I did not say goodbye. All right, time permitting, servers should actually be at the table as they're standing up and leaving and making them feel warm and friendly, like they're family and they're getting ready to go on a carnival cruise and you won't see them for a month. Make them feel like their presence was important, like they're cared for. Hey, thank you folks for coming in. It was great to see you. Really nice to meet you. We can't wait to see you again. We appreciate it. Get home safe. Make it heartfelt. Make them feel like you really care about them. Don't just yell from the kitchen or across the bar, later. All right, that's better than not saying goodbye, but it's just a bit lazy. And that will conclude another episode of the Ask Dave Show. I want to thank you for being here. I also want to thank Michelle, a restaurant manager all the way from Fort Wayne, Indiana, for her question today. If you have a question, comment, concern, rant, rave, some sort of hostage situation going on, email me at dave@therealbarman.com. Visit me at barpatrol.net. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more cool stuff so you don't miss out. And speaking of out, I'm out.